like your Infiniti, you may want these mods, yeah, because these mods make the Infiniti sound nice. So if you own a 2017 or actually 2016 or up Infiniti Q50, these are the top 4 mods you need for your Infiniti Q50. And some more honorable mentions. These honorable mentions, though, I highly recommend, because these honorable mentions do improve the car 100%. And this is just the basic mods. I'm not even getting into the more high performance cooling and high other stuff that's on this Infiniti Q50 that you can buy from Z1. Okay, these mods will definitely help you out with your car. And the more I modify my car, the more I'll tell you about these mods, but these mods are absolutely a must. First honorable mention is get yourself a train horn. This is more of a joke, but yeah, the train horn actually does work. It scares people. So I mean, if I hit it, it's very, very loud. Next honorable mention that I totally recommend y'all to get from Z1 is the aluminum oil pan. Infiniti uses plastic oil pans for their Q50s. How stupid is that? And Q60s. So a lot of these mods can be used on the Q60 as well. But Infiniti uses plastic oil pans. And I actually have done the $500 upgrade for the aluminum oil pan. As you can see right there, that is my aluminum oil pan. All nice. Yeah, just don't disregard the plastic protection underneath the underbody. But yep, I put an aluminum oil pan right over here. Next honorable mention is get yourself a nice set of wheels. I got some 7-spoke Midnight Blues. Don't know the company, but get yourself a nice set of wheels, because the stock Infiniti Q50 wheels, in my opinion, look absolutely ugly. Next honorable mention is get yourself a carbon fiber vented hood. Yes, this is real vents. Why? Infiniti Q50s are prone to heat soak, and I'm telling you, this will definitely help cool off your car when you got vents, especially if you live down south where I do and it gets really hot. All the heat escaping through the top will definitely help. So definitely get yourself a vented carbon fiber hood for your Infiniti Q50. Plus, it saves on weight. This thing is really, really light. Next on the honorable mention, get yourself some blow-off valves from Z1. A lot of people will tell you not to do them. But here's the thing, if you tune your Infiniti Q50 the right way, you can tune them with the blow-off valves. Infiniti, on their VR30 motors, does not have a wastegate. I mean, not a wastegate, does not have a way to release the unused boost that comes through your intake, through your engine, when you let off. So, what happens with an unused boost? Well, when you let off the gas, the car still wants to go instead of stopping. So get yourself some Turbo Smart or some other types of blow-off valves from Z1. Thank me later, okay? It'll definitely save your turbos. As a matter of fact, Z1 has actually said that it does save your turbos in the article where you purchase your blow-off valves from Z1. I trust Z1 all the way. They had years and years of research and engineering for this to happen. And yes, I do recommend that you have blow-off valves on your Infiniti Q50. But that's just an honorable mention. That is not the top 4 mods that I'm going to talk about of what you need on your Infiniti Q50. And last honorable mention up here is the oil catch can. And why I recommend you get an oil catch can? Well, it saves your valves and saves your turbos. So yes, get yourself a Z1 oil catch can. I highly recommend it. It does make your Infiniti Q50 run more reliably. But that mod is for reliability, not for performance. But I still recommend it. All right, the number 1 mod that I recommend for your Infiniti Q50 out of the top 4 is cold air intakes. Your engine will come out alive when you buy and install these cold air intakes, because first of all, you're going to have a little bit more power, you're going to have colder air coming through, and your car is going to breathe more. Your Infiniti Q50 will thank you. I guarantee it. You can buy these from Z1 for either I think like $300 to $600, depending if you want some carbon fiber ones or some regular plastic ones, which I got the regular plastic color option. They do have carbon fiber ones if you want those. They're not too hard to install, but you may need to remove the fairing covers right here. I think that's what they call the fender shrouds, in order to get to screw on into the clamp that screws down into the intake down over there in order for it to be secure. That's the only downfall, but they're not that hard to install if you know what you're doing. The next mod on the list that you need to put on your Infiniti Q50 is an Z1 oil cooler kit. I just recommend the smallest size or the regular size. I don't recommend getting anything big, but I do recommend getting an oil cooler, because if you're racing down the road, you will need it, because Infiniti's Q50s are prone to heat soak. That's what it looks like inside there. Now, mine was easy to install because my car was wrecked and I didn't have the bumper in place. But in order to install it, you're going to have to take everything off in the front, and it takes a couple hours to maybe a full day to install. But that oil cooler does keep your oil temperatures down when you're driving down the road. Helps your Q50 cool down way faster than a stock Q50 will, and it'll help you during racing. Yes, if you race your car, drag racing or whatnot, your Infiniti Q50 will thank you for having that oil cooler. It just simply attaches to your oil filter housing. It comes with a adapter, oil filter housing adapter, and it's not that hard to install, but at the same time it's hard to install. So be prepared. This is a whole day task of installing the Z1 oil cooler. Next on the list I recommend is get yourself some racing brake pads and racing rotors, the ones that are drilled and slotted and will cool off while you're driving. They help cool off during braking and improve braking performance. Now, I do recommend still swapping out to the DOT4 brake fluid, because Infiniti unfortunately has the DOT3 brake fluid, which I still need to do is swap it to the DOT4 brake fluid, because DOT3 isn't just enough, especially when you go down the mountain road or tail of the dragon. That brake fluid will get pretty hot and fade. But this does help better. It lasts longer even with the DOT3 brake fluid. So don't have to get the super expensive options like from Z1. You can get the Chinese options, or you can get the AutoZone options. Just make sure you get performance rotors and pads for your Infiniti Q50. Lastly, what I do recommend getting is get yourself an exhaust. Yes, get yourself an exhaust. Why? Because more power, first of all, and lots of fun with those exhaust noises. Infiniti has the most boring exhaust setup on the 3.0 twin turbos, the VR30s. It just sounds awful, okay? Once you get the exhaust, it seems like your car is just going to open up alive on the freeway. It just sounds amazing when you shift through those gears as your exhaust works. And basically, just a simple exhaust, not even going catless downpipe for more power, which I will talk in a later video. I will want to get a catless downpipe for my Infiniti later, but it's not in my budget. But exhaust is definitely the way to go, because it just opens up the car so much that when you're driving down the freeway, you're just excited to drive it. So I do recommend that exhaust. Now, I do recommend more mods out there that I will not talk about in this video, because simply I do not have them added on this car. But if you help support the channel, hit subscribe and watch some of the ads that are posted in this video, or even support me on Cash App, maybe in the future I can fully build this Infiniti the way I want to build it. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2064 turn right. This particular package, driving a temp in the 6 Series.